We are about to go visit a German city. Actually, one of the few German cities that I had heard of before moving here. And we got about 400 meters away from our apartment, and we have to put air in the car tire. Oh, 49. We got to get to 51. 50.9. One more.
I'm gonna pull it off.
There, it's perfect. That's 51. Nice. Now, even though it's only an hour and a half away from Schwäbisch Hall, I've actually only been to Nuremberg one time, and it was for about 45 minutes. I decided it was finally time to check out the city. Our trip started off a little rough, with us not being able to get into our hotel. So, we're trying to check into the hotel. You gotta do like a self-check-in because of Corona stuff, and Rudy forgot his wallet at Schwäbisch Hall. So, we're in a little bit of a pickle, I would say. Rudy trying to find a picture of his passport or some sort of identification on his phone so we can get into the hotel. After some creativity, we eventually were able to check in. Gonna slam these coffees after our stressful check-in situation. Everything's settled down now. Drink this, go bop around the city. We have basically no plan at all right now. We're just walking around, catching the cold vibes of the city. What I do want to do is I want to drink whatever the traditional Nuremberg beer is. We went into a little beer shop and asked the guy that worked there what an authentic and traditional Nuremberg beer was. He pointed us to these puppies. Rot beer, red beer. Guess it's sort of like a specialty here from Nuremberg. We're gonna give it a go. What's special? That is super good.
I like it. Schmeckt lecker.
Schmeckt lecker. Let's see if Editor Nauf has any interesting facts about red beer. Thanks, on-camera Nauf. I do have some interesting info on the red beer. There's actually some dispute on whether red beer was first brewed in Nuremberg or in Belgium, but either way, they've been brewing red beer in Nuremberg since the Middle Ages, and some accounts say since 1303. It's a bottom fermented beer where the fermentation process is done slowly and at low temperatures. And that's all I got for you. Anyway, after the beer, Rudy and I met up with our other teammate, John. Alright, we're getting a Glühwein. This is going to be John's first time ever trying Glühwein.
Ich habe Lust auf jeden Mensch. Lassen Sie mir schmecken.
It's actually a pretty good one. It's actually a good one.
I'll compare it to like, some type of cider.
Yeah. It's like a hot, warm cider. Tastes like Christmas season. You guys know one of my favorite things to do in a city is to wake up early and walk around by myself. I'm doing just that. It's always the same type of crew of people on these really early mornings. It's people who are still out from partying the night before, people who are waking up early to do some work stuff, set some stuff up, and then me. And pigeons. As I walk around the city on this super quiet, peaceful morning, it's crazy to think about World War II times. Nuremberg was one of the cities in Germany that was most heavily destroyed from bombings and air raids. On January 2nd, 1945, I think either 1,600 or 1,800 civilians were killed in the bombings that basically destroyed all of Old Town Nuremberg and a lot of the outskirts of the city as well. 100,000 people were displaced from their homes. And it's just crazy to think about that as I'm walking around here, just in a peaceful, quiet morning. Think about bombs coming from the sky and just destroying your city. War and history are crazy. Luckily for us modern-day humans, the people of Nuremberg decided to build back the city with the same beautiful architecture as they had before. You know what's interesting about Nuremberg is that it is kind of pretty famous for Americans. I feel like a lot of Americans have heard of Nuremberg. Side note, I think this could be because of the Nuremberg trials, which is one of the few things I remember being taught about in history class.
Judges from Britain, America, Russia, and France assemble in Nuremberg's courthouse. The tribunal sits in judgment upon 20 leaders of the Nazi Party.
You'd think maybe it's like one of the biggest cities in Germany, but it's not. Last I checked, it was the 14th most populous city in Germany. And compare that to the 14th most populous city in the U.S. I bet you guys haven't heard of it. What's your guess for the 14th most populous city in America?
Somewhere in Florida.
Ah, that's a good guess. I like you thinking. Like a mid-range Florida city?
Yeah. Yeah, somewhere in Florida. I would maybe Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay. I'd love that guess. It's a good guess.
Yeah.
The answer is Columbus, Ohio. So you gotta compare Columbus to Nuremberg, the two 14th most populous cities in these two countries. John, thanks for playing. Germany's 14th most populous city is much more famous than the USA's. Nuremberg is also one of those handful of cities that has a different, basically, name and spelling in the German version than the English version. In English, we say Nuremberg. Here in German, you say Nuremberg. It's like Cologne or Köln or Munich and München. And I butchered the German pronunciation of all those cities, I know. But it's just interesting that they're different. I really hope that I don't do it. I might do it. I hope I don't do it, but I might do it. Okay, I'm running away. I didn't do it yet, but there are a lot of hours left in the day, so it still could happen. But for now, I'm walking away. This might be a sign, guys. I walked away from one Starbucks, and I walked about 100 meters down the same road, and what do I see in front of me? Don't do it, Nick. Don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Oh, the door's open. Culture kept alive, at least for another moment. Speaking of culture, one of the primary staples of the food culture in Nuremberg are the bratwursts. Nuremberg bratwursts are unique because they are much smaller than the typical brats and served in groups of 3 on a bun. Now, it was too early in the day for brats this time, but the one time I was in Nuremberg before, I actually tried them.
We're doing it traditional Nuremberg style here.
And they were pretty damn good. Instead, for breakfast, I got a special Nuremberg butter pretzel. Alright, I've successfully secured 2 cold bretzels. Apparently some sort of special type of pretzels here in Nuremberg. So we're gonna try these out. I got pretty high expectations. Truthfully, the bread feels kind of hard. So here's what I noticed. I don't know. I guess it's like a different type of bread or something. It's got some white stuff on it. Texture, it doesn't feel that soft. It kind of feels sort of hard right now, and I'm breaking it. Oh no. Okay. I think I got a bad version of it. Bread feels a little bit stale-ish, a little bit hard, but I can taste what people are talking about. This has a little bit of like a special, unique taste. I think I would like it better if I got a fresher version. This feels a little bit stale. About 15 minutes from Old Town are the grounds where the famous Nazi rallies would take place. They were huge propaganda events that took place annually from 1933 to 1938. It was a really powerful experience to stand right where such evil had stood before. Reflecting on the dark, dramatic past made me extra thankful to be able to enjoy the beauty and energy of this city today. Alright guys, I've made the trek up to the castle. Guys, I got myself a beer. Wildly over expensive at probably the most popular tourist attraction here in Nuremberg, the castle, but after walking all those steps up here, I feel like it was worth it, and to drink this beer and enjoy the view. With some nice music playing, doesn't get much better than this. Quick little Nuremberg trivia. Guess who just put some gloves on his hands because his hands were cold, and then that made his hands slippery, and then he dropped his beer and shattered it on the ground after drinking 2 drinks of it. Guess. It was me. Now, just a little Nuremberg trivia for you. Now you know. At the rally grounds, there was a museum. And one of the exhibits of the museum shows American football gear from Americans that would play on Zeppelin Field when they were stationed after the war. It's a crazy chain of events that has led to guys like me being in Germany. World War II happens, then after the war, Americans are stationed in Germany. German-American friendships form, and Americans start to teach football to their German friends. Years later, the German Football League is formed, and then eventually, they start to recruit American imports to join their teams. And here we are today. Well, guys, the universe made it happen. Ended up with Starbucks after all. I'm pretty happy about it.